But for the question, and I have not tweeted this yet, would you like the Boston Bruins to keep Tuukka Rask as their goaltender? Only 10% completely agreed. 21% rated that a 1. Completely disagree. 16% had it at 2, 19% at 3. Those are the highest numbers of them all. So Rask, overwhelmingly, fans said they would not like to keep Tuukka Rask as their goaltender. I find that fascinating. Fascinating.
I mean, you would think after. I mean, I know why people are voting that way. I mean, the way the season ended, there's people who, regardless of the reasoning why he left the bubble, you're still going to have people who are still going to, take their own opinion or not justify the very valid reasons why he left the bubble. That's been proven now, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like a theory; it's legit.
Yes, no, yeah. So, but again, you're not going to change people's opinions. People already had strong opinions on him anyway, which whatever. But you would think after that playoff run where Halak, held his own, but still had quite a few games where he let a few softies in that you're like, all right, come on, man. You would think that would be a moment where people would be like, oh, wow, maybe Tuukka is pretty good, but apparently not. Apparently it's, regardless of the, track record he has or how he was a Vezina runner-up last year. Apparently, I just don't think he can get out of that kind of narrative that I think people have painted him in this town, as whether it's not, you can't win with them or he's not invested or whatever kind of argument they want to kind of craft to fit how they think about him. But I mean, I understand Bruins fans are very passionate, and I can find the reasoning for a lot of differing opinions that I can respectfully disagree with. The Tuukka Rask one I still think melts my brain in terms of.
It's so funny because I tweeted this out and there were a lot of fans from other teams that commented on it, and they're like, Bruins fans don't deserve Tuukka Rask.
No.
Really don't. I mean, and I love Bruins fans. I do. I love them. They're great. They're passionate people, and I respect that. And by the way, not all Bruins fans don't like Tuukka Rask. A lot like him. A lot like him. It's not like this is a 100% negative. But just from the survey, I mean, you have a good portion of respondents saying, "Yeah, I don't want Tuukka as my goalie anymore." I mean, what do you want? I mean, I understand that around the league, you have Jordan Binnington winning a cup randomly. You have some of these backup goalies taking their teams deep, but that is once a playoffs does a team, one team every year does that. That's not like a consistent way to win. I mean, Vasilevsky just won. Rask took him there, in a year before. Braden Holtby won it the year before. I don't understand.
I mean, there's also the fact too that even these teams that have these goalies are going crazy runs, there's people who could probably tailor the argument that, getting a hot goalie in the playoffs is just like having a running back. You can get anyone in there, but as long as the system's in place. Well, it's I mean, you can make that argument, but yeah, you can't just expect, Dan Vladar or Jeremy Swayman, who I think people need to pump the brakes on in terms of, Jeremy Swayman's a fantastic goalie prospect, but he's not getting dropped into the NHL right away. That's
going to be a few years before that happens.
Yeah, as great as Swayman was in college, don't forget Zane McIntyre won the Mike Richter Award and looked like he was a world beater in the NCAA, and then he did nothing up here, right? So again,
exactly.
not saying that Jeremy Swayman still doesn't project to be a great goalie down the road, but those guys need a lot of time to adjust to the pro ranks. So, but you look at Binnington, you look at Anton Khudobin, all these guys. It's yes, they're good goalies, but also look at the system around them. I mean, look at Jordan Binnington and that team that they built around them in terms of just how large, that defense was, how, dynamic they were. I mean, you get Petrangelo, Parayko, Jay Bouwmeester, Edmondson, all these huge dudes, helps out quite a bit when you have that, right? And look at Dallas. Dallas had a big decor too, and a lot of impactful guys. So, I mean, all those things going to play into it. But it's not again, you're just going to pick some random dude, and regardless of what the team is around them, they're just going to go on this crazy unconscious run. That's not how it works.
I mean, you think Rask came in second for the Vezina. like came in second for the Vezina Trophy, and you have fans saying, I don't really want him.